This is the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel. My name is Randy Marshall. Joining us via the telephone, our financial expert, Harold Siegel. We're taping the show on July the 6th, 2012. Our time is 8:39 Mountain, 10:39 Eastern. Radio show runs QR77 Calgary, 630 Chet Edmonton, AM 640 in Toronto. If you ever miss a radio show, they're archived on Harold's websites, rarecoloreddiamonds.com and HESradio.com. You can sign up for the podcast there. We are portable. You can take our radio show anywhere you go. We had a holiday on Monday for Canada Day here in Canada. The United States had the 4th of July on Wednesday, but I can tell you, putting together the information for the radio show, it was a busy, busy week. The breaking news this morning, as we tape this show, jobs numbers out of the United States and Canada. Canada was actually quite good. We gained 7,300 jobs. The United States was terrible. They gained 80,000 jobs. They expected to add about 100 to 125. Their unemployment rate was at 8.2%. In fact, 1/3 of those job gains were at temporary agencies. The United States economy is in deep trouble. A lot of problems over in Europe as well. Harold, some of the information that's in the newsletter this week, and we really encourage people to get the newsletter. Give Worldwide Precious Metals a call, 1-866-623-2002. Go to their website, www.pmc.com. Get our free weekly newsletter. We'll send it out via email to you free of charge. People are very, very concerned about the global economy, and we're starting to see it in the stock markets, and it's even rolling over a little bit into the hard asset markets, but we still strongly advocate having hard assets in your portfolio.
You better believe it. Probably never been more important than it is right now. With all the confusion and danger in the world markets at this point, again, it's a time to really look at the way that we're investing and realizing that the way that we invested back in the 90s is not the way to invest right now. You know, when the stock markets are strong and the world economies are strong and their currencies are strong, there's no reason to be in gold or silver or hard assets in that sense. However, that is not the case at this point. The fact is that the economies around the world are in shambles, and excuse me, and the fact is that it's going to continue to get worse because nothing is being done to correct the situation. Now, this was a very difficult trading week because, as Randy mentioned, on Monday was Canada's Day, and then on Wednesday was the 4th of July. So in the United States, the trading was very, very light in the markets, and basically people took off, really started taking off Tuesday and aren't really coming back till Monday. So all in all, we had a very strong beginning of the week in gold and silver and commodities as gold and silver skyrocketed and gold got back over 1,600. The silver market went back over 28 to 2,900. The oil market moved up $7 in 2 days, and the stock markets actually moved up at that point. However, again, with very light trading at the end of the week, the markets have backed off a little bit, but we're still sitting pretty good. Gold is trading right at around the 1,600 level. We need to see gold break above 1,625. We need two closes above 1,625 for gold to move further, and I'd love to see a couple closes above $28 in order for silver to start to get above the $30 level. There's actually no doubt in my mind that we are going to hit much higher prices in gold and silver. However, you've got a lot of confusion in the markets right now. Again, this week the markets were very lightly traded, but there's so many fundamentals in the market that could move the markets tremendously higher. And again, we just got a brief outline of that this week when we saw gold going up $40, $50 in a day and silver going up over $1. So again, these markets have the potential to go substantially higher. The problem is right now is the confusion as to what's going on. You see, Europe is the major factor at this point. We know because we talk about it every week that there's certain countries in Europe that are on the verge of financial bankruptcy. Greece is leading, but you've got Spain and Italy and Portugal and France and Ireland and all these countries in big financial trouble. The problem is that there's not enough money to bail out these countries. So you're going to see very little growth in those countries, which is going to be detrimental to any type of recovery whatsoever. And the fact is that their banks are in big trouble. When the banks in Europe are in trouble, it also affects the banks all over the world because, as everybody knows, the banks always intermingle business together. So the situation in Europe is terrible. The situation in the United States is just as bad. The only difference is this is an election year in the U.S., and they always try to make things look a lot better than they are. The fact is that with Europe in trouble and the U.S. in trouble, we're going through a period of deflation. And what that basically means is that because people have less and less money, they're not working, they don't have money coming in, they're afraid of what the future could be. In Europe, they're afraid whether their country is going to make it or not and what their currency is going to be. So you've got a bit of deflation going on, people not spending as much money as they would during good times. That's why you've seen the price of commodities come down and stocks come down. Because at this point here, people are just afraid to spend money. They don't know what the future is going to bring. However, what is going to result from this deflation and the fact that these countries have to print new money to get out of trouble and to reboot their economy, that will lead to inflation. Inflation is the opposite of deflation, and inflation will help us tremendously, and that's what we're banking on. We believe that the inflation levels over the next few years will be so high, comparable to 1979 and 80, when we had double-digit inflation and double-digit interest rates. I do believe where the Federal Reserve and other countries at this point are keeping the interest rates as close to zero as possible because they believe it's going to spur growth, but it's not. So the fact is that dangerous interest rates are not good for banks because, first of all, banks are not loaning money to people or to businesses. They're too nervous to do that. They only really trade money amongst each other. So really nothing is being done in that sense. Here's a few areas that we really need to be concerned about at this point that could push, for example, precious metals prices tremendously higher and commodity prices. First of all, July 1st was the beginning of new sanctions starting for the ban of Iranian oil imports. That's a real big deal because the fact is that Iran is looking at the United States as an enemy at this particular time, and as Israel. And the fact is that when these initial sanctions were brought against Iran about a year ago, it's really started to hurt Iran's economy tremendously. In fact, Iran has got massive inflation, and there's very little business in Iran, and obviously, as of July the 1st, they're not allowed to ship any oil. So that's a major problem. Now, what do we think is going to happen with Iran? Is Iran all of a sudden going to turn around and say, okay, fine, you got us, we're going to be good, we're going to destroy all of our nuclear facilities, and we're not going to go forward with that? Or do you think they're going to go through with their threats, which is to cut off the Strait of Hormuz and to attack Israel? So that's a decision that, again, you're going to have to make for yourself. My own decision and feelings on that is that there's no way that Iran is going to back off. They never have in the past, and they're not going to do it this time. So Iran is threatening Israel, and they're also threatening this week to cut off the Strait of Hormuz. That's one of the reasons why you saw oil go up $7 in 2 days. Now, because of this, the U.S. has moved warships into the Strait of Hormuz. Again, a very dangerous situation. That's one of the reasons we're so bullish on oil. On one hand, you've got this deflationary cycle going through where people in Europe are not spending money, so the prices of oil have fallen off. On the other hand, you've got this situation in the Middle East that is supporting the price of oil that could make oil prices explode and go to $150 to $200 almost overnight. So I believe that that's a very real scenario. And again, I doubt that Iran is going to back off and all of a sudden destroy all the work that they did towards their nuclear facilities. The other thing that has us extremely concerned, and it was on 60 Minutes on last Sunday, was that Iran and Israel supposedly had unleashed a virus to attack the Iranian nuclear computers that control their nuclear plants. Now, what was supposed to happen was they were supposed to unleash this virus. It went all through the computers throughout Iran till it found the right computer. And then what it was supposed to do is quietly destroy these centrifuges. And it was doing that. However, the fact is that it got detected by a security agency that works for Iran, and they were able to thwart it. So basically, they did some damage, maybe put them about a year behind, but it didn't do what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to quietly go in as a virus, destroy all of Iran's nuclear facilities, and then quietly disappear, and nobody would have even known that it was there. But it didn't quite happen that way. And the fact is that it was detected, and now what they were able to do was to reverse the virus, and they're now able to use that virus against the attackers, which is Israel and the United States. They're threatening that they could actually attack the water systems here in the United States and the electrical grid. So again, this is a scenario that is getting out of hand. It's getting to be extremely concerning. Add that to all the other factors that are going on. We've got a real situation going on here that could explode overnight. Again, you've got enemies in the Middle East at this point. The elections in Egypt did not go well, and the fact is that most of Europe and the Middle East is in upheaval at this particular point. Any one of those scenarios could move the price of oil to $200 a barrel almost overnight, and you could see gold basically take off and skyrocket. So the reason that we've set to be in the gold and silver and diamond market over the past several years is primarily because of these scenarios. We could wake up any morning and find that the markets have gone absolutely crazy. And we do anticipate that that's going to happen because the fundamentals out there are extreme. So again, no matter what's happening in the world, no matter how negative Wall Street is talking about the gold and silver markets and that type of thing, the high that we saw in gold was $1,900. We're still sitting at $1,600 gold. The high that we saw for silver was $50. We're still sitting right at around $28. I still believe that those are the markets to be in very strongly. In actual fact, I believe that the sentiment is changing, and we have very strong scenarios in the market at this point that could skyrocket the price of gold, silver, and oil overnight. So if you're not in the markets at this point, I'm very strongly recommending that you get physical gold and silver. You don't want to trade these markets. You don't want to be in one day and out the next. You're never going to make money that way. If you had bought gold 10 years ago when it was at 250, no matter what the ups and downs are, you're still looking from 250 to 1,600 is probably one of the best returns of anything out there over the last decade. The same thing with silver. So again, we very strongly recommend that we get back into the gold and silver markets, that you definitely get some diamonds into your portfolio, that you have some cash on hand, that you pay down your debts if you can do that. And one of the strongest recommendations is to get out of the stock market. The fact is that we could be looking at another scenario very soon that the stock markets around the world can plummet. My feeling is you don't invest in stocks when a country's on the verge of bankruptcy, and that's what's happening in Europe, and that's what's happening in the States. My recommendation is to buy physical gold and silver and hold on to it for at least the next 5 years. We feel that the Federal Reserve in the United States will keep interest rates at zero for the next 3 years, but then they're going to have to inflate the economy, and when they do that, the prices of gold and silver will absolutely skyrocket to where it would not be unusual to see gold trading above 3,000 to 4,000 and to see silver trading in the $100 level or higher. I'm very bullish on gold, silver, oil, and diamonds, and I'm very bearish on stocks and certain foreign currencies.
There's only one company Harold recommends you use when it comes to investing in precious metals. They're a Canadian company. Their name is Worldwide Precious Metals. They're based out of Western Canada, Vancouver. Been in business for 10 years. They're a leading bullion dealer not only in Canada but around the world. They have 10th anniversary incentives. If you'd like to learn more about starting your own precious metals investment account and their incentives to help you get started, educate yourself about this market. Speak with the experts. Worldwide Precious Metals. WWPMC.com is their website. The telephone number 1-866-623-2002. The companion to our radio show is our newsletter. If you want to be on the same page that Harold and I are on when we're doing this radio show, you will see the exact same material. Get your name on the list for our free weekly newsletter. It's sent out via email free of charge every week. We know you're busy. You can go through this in 10 minutes. Even on a smartphone, you could go through this in 10 minutes and can be completely up to date. Or you can spend hours if you want. Get the newsletter from Worldwide. Educate yourself. They are the experts. Let them help you start your own precious metals investment account. Learn all the ins and outs. They're there to help you maximize profit, minimize the risk. In our newsletter this week, we have our charts of the week, quotes and quick hits, information on diamonds, gold, silver. Well, another scandal, surprise, surprise, Barclays. The head of Barclays, Bob Diamond, had to resign because of LIBOR ringing, and market manipulation continued with other corporations as well, Wall Street corporations. It's in the newsletter. Sovereign debt crisis information also on U.S. and debt and deficit. We have some good articles and information on real estate and geopolitical. It's a must-read every week, the companion to the radio show. Get it from Worldwide, 1-866-623-2002. One of the top stories in our newsletter is under sovereign debt, and this relates to gold, silver, and diamonds. Byron Wien, who works with BlackRock, they're in the private equity business. He said, I spoke to the smartest man in Europe, and he's been talking to this unnamed source for quite some time. He just calls him the smartest man in Europe. And what he had to say was terrifying. So what does the smartest man see now? Basically, that massive amounts of debt will bring the decline of Western civilization. But that in the meantime, before that happens, policymakers would pull every trick they could in order to stave off a catastrophic event. So what is the smartest man doing with his money? He said it's hard to hide in stocks. I think his gold is going much higher. He's also buying energy stocks because he wants to own something real. But it was very interesting, the last comment he made, and you can read the full story in our newsletter. Preserving capital is my focus now, not making money. And that is a huge, huge key, and that's something that Harold has talked about for a long time. We are in a capital preservation mode. Sure, we want to make money, but keeping the money you have right now is paramount. John Paulson, who is a money manager, hedge fund manager, very bullish on gold, said, we view gold as a currency, not as a commodity. It's important as a currency, and it will continue to increase as the major central banks around the world continue to print money. He adds that as the market keeps shuddering, demand for gold will stay high, and soon enough, all of his depressed gold holdings will shoot up. He also thinks that anyone in Greece, Italy, and France should be putting all of their money out of the banking system and purchasing gold bars before the continent collapses. You can read that story in our newsletter. Also, Egon von Greyers, who's out of Switzerland. He is in the investment business, specializes in gold, said, I have consistently told people for over a decade to put up to 50% of their money into physical gold stored outside the banking system. I now believe investors should consider putting even more of their liquid assets into physical gold. In my view, this is the best way to protect against the risks of the financial system that are facing us today and the chaos that is still in front of us. Also, Jim Sinclair said, I firmly believe that those who succumb to the noise of the gold bears right now will miss more than 50% of the gold bull market. Jim Sinclair wrote a very interesting article, and this is in relation to the LIBOR rigging from Barclays. And the LIBOR is the London Interbanking Exchange Rate that they charge each other between the two banks. And it's an interesting article. It's quite long. But the gist of it is, and you can read it in the newsletter, gold will go up, he believes, because of the LIBOR scandal being brought forward and the Bank of England being caught up in it. His feeling is that gold is going to go much, much higher as a result. And Harold, we have about 4 minutes left in this segment. I agree with him. I think I just get that same feeling that we had prior to the financial crash, that we could have another meltdown again. But gold and silver are on the cusp of going much, much higher.
You're certainly right. I mean, how sickening is that? I mean, is this happening? Like, is there any honest business people out there anymore? I mean, all of these banks and brokerage firms and everything are just loaded with scandal, and the ones that end up getting hurt are the small investors. So it's really sickening. I don't know how anybody can really have all that much confidence in the financial systems around the world anymore, because, again, they're all thieves. And it always seems to come back to the same thing. You know, those LIBOR rates, that's what the subprime loans were all based on, the LIBOR rate. So, you know, which is another reason why these guys just make huge amounts of money, but the general public gets killed in the market, and it's just a sickening situation. You know, in the United States, you've got Bernie Madoff, and you've got all these other companies that are Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan and all these other banks that are always caught up in all these skullduggery type of situations, the small investor just really doesn't stand a chance against these guys. That's why we're saying stay out of those markets. There's no place for us in those type of markets. We have no control over our money or anything that is done. The smart thing to do is to be in control of your own situation. Own what you want. Own the gold, own the diamonds, own the silver. And the fact is we're going to get through these difficult times, but those that continue to go into these markets, and even if you're right, you get ripped off by these brokerage firms. So, again, the small investor has no place in the stock markets at this point. It's nothing but a gambling casino. The smartest thing to do at this point is to own the assets outright. That's why we're saying own your gold, own your silver, own your diamonds. This way you've got tangible assets that you can do things with when the situation gets worse, and there's absolutely no doubt that the situation is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. We've got to be smart. As smaller investors, we got to protect ourselves, and there's very few ways you can do that. Gold, silver, and diamonds, to own them outright is the way to go. Pay down your debts and no speculation, and we're going to get through these difficult times better than most other people.
During the Facebook IPO, I know Mark Cuban, who owns the Dallas Mavericks, is a billionaire. He lost some money, and he came out afterwards on a CNBC interview and said the stock market is basically a casino. And in our newsletter, we have stories in that LIBOR rigging market manipulation section. JP Morgan is being probed over potential power market manipulation. And of course, JP Morgan just lost $9 billion here recently, and it could be more due to some financial mismanagement. Also, Morgan Stanley got the S&P to inflate ratings, investors say. They successfully pushed Standard & Poor's and Moody's Investor Service to give unwarranted investment-grade ratings in 2006 to $23 billion worth of notes backed by subprime mortgages, and they're being sued. So now is the time, as Harold was saying, to be very, very cautious. If you'd like to learn more about investing in precious metals, the only company Harold recommends you use is Worldwide Precious Metals. They're a Canadian company, a leading bullion dealer in Canada, around the world. They have 10th anniversary incentives. You can go to their website and learn more, wwpmc.com. Even better, give them a call, speak with the experts about starting your own precious metals investment account today. It is critical with what's going on. And putting the newsletter together, I thought it would actually be a very quiet week because of the holiday here in Canada on Monday and the 4th of July on Wednesday. It was insanely busy. And it was also shocking to me to see some of the stories of the concern. And even watching the Canadian business channel, Market Call and Market Call Tonight, there are a lot of people that are very, very concerned, money managers, about what's happening in the world today. Protect yourself. Have an allocation of precious metals. 1-866-623-2002 to speak with Worldwide. Website wwpmc.com. Going to come back and talk about diamonds as the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall, continues right after this. Welcome back to the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel. My name is Randy Marshall. Joining us via the telephone, our financial expert, Harold Siegel. We're taping the show on July the 6th, 2012. Our time is 9:04 Mountain, 11:04 Eastern. Radio show runs in Toronto. I have some friends out there. Say hello to all my friends in Toronto. Great city, great people. AM 640 in Toronto. Also, QR77 Calgary, 630 CHED in Edmonton. If you ever miss a radio show, the shows are archived on Harold's website, hesradio.com. Also, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. When it comes to investing in precious metals, the only company Harold recommends you use, and this company has been in business over 10 years, the entire bull market in precious metals. They've been through all the ups and downs. They're the experts in this very specialized market. It's the only thing they do. Worldwide Precious Metals. Connect with them, wwpmc.com. Speak with them. Even better, give them a call. Let them educate you about these financial markets and the times that we're in and why you need to have an allocation of precious metals at all times in your own portfolio. 1-866-623-2002 is their telephone number. Harold's website for diamonds, and he brought diamonds to us in August of 2005. He wrote a special report, Naturally Fancy Colored Diamonds, Best Kept Secret. He was there telling us about natural fancy colored diamonds first. Been a lot of people come up along the way, but no one has the website, no one has the connections, no one has the diamonds. that Harold does. And he has a proprietary price tracking system on his website as well that you can take a look at. rarecoloreddiamonds.com. The website, telephone number to connect with Harold is 1-800-432-1022, 1-800-432-1022. For those that would prefer to do business over the phone, do not have internet access. This week's featured diamond, and we have a featured diamond section on Harold's website. You want to check it every week. This week's diamond is a 1.81 carat oval cut, fancy yellow, internally flawless diamond. And Harold, the diamonds that you have been featuring for the featured diamonds of the week, we have been on a streak here. We have had some stunning diamonds. Amazing. People can see them by video on your website. You're the only person who has a website with video of the diamonds. People can see a complete 360 turn of the diamond, and it really sets your website apart from anyone else.
Well, thank you very much, Randy. We put a lot of work into it, a lot of money into it, because, again, it's extremely important that, when you're going to look at a diamond, you see every aspect of it, and every diamond that we have is certified by the Gemological Institute of America. I'd say one of the best recommendations that we've ever made was into the diamond market. Again, with the way the world economy is at this point here, to be able to put money in an asset like a diamond is extremely important. Because, as Randy said during the show, they're talking more about preservation of capital, how paramount it is, much more important than making money at this point, just keeping your money. And that's another reason why you'd like to be into the rare colored diamond market. It's primarily because it's a very safe investment. Rare colored diamonds, investment quality diamonds, have never, ever dropped in price. Reason for that is that there has not been a new mine that has opened in the last 15 years that produce any colored diamonds. It takes over 100,000 carats of white diamonds just to find one colored diamond. So the fact is that these diamonds are extremely rare. They have a track record as an investment. For example, yellow flawless diamonds, and they have to be flawless in order to have this track record, but they go up by 25% a year. They double every 4 years, and during times of high inflation, they've gone up as much as 500% in 1979 and 80. Means that a $20,000 diamond today could be a $100,000 diamond in 5 years. We anticipate that the inflation rate in the U.S. and worldwide will climb substantially in the next 4 to 5 years. So the fact is to be able to own a diamond at this particular point, the Europeans call it real estate in your pocket. It's the only form of portable private wealth that there is. And by the way, I've been saying this for quite a while, and a client called up, or a listener called up this week and made a very good point. I talk about the fact that you can cross a border with a diamond in your pocket where you can't take more than $10,000 in cash and cross a border. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that we want you to go cross borders and do anything illegal. We would never, ever do that. What I'm referring to is the fact that over the years and over the decades type of thing, that's the way diamonds have always been transported cross borders, in the pocket of your jeans or in an envelope in your, in the pocket of your jacket type of thing. So we're not saying that we ship diamonds, or anybody should, try to take something over a border if it's not, legal to do so. But on the other hand, again, it's always been portable private wealth. It's always been the type of asset that people were able to take with them when they started all over again and moved to a different country type of thing. Rare colored diamonds, again, have such a tremendous track record, and they're getting stronger and stronger. And the worse the situation gets worldwide, the stronger of an investment these diamonds become. Now, the fact is that not all colored diamonds are considered an investment. The fact is that we really concentrate on the areas that will give our clients the biggest return with the least amount of risk. Now, the fact is that there is no risk in buying a rare colored diamond through us. We ship the diamond directly to you. You own it outright. They're all GIA certified. We send you our newsletters each week. We send you auction results as they happen. And when the time comes to sell your diamond, we're the only company that can resell it for you. We invested in our own auction business many years ago, and now we've had our 7th auction, and we sell at auction our clients rare colored diamonds, high-end gold and silver pieces, even stones like, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. So we own H. Siegel Fine Auctions, the premier auction site for reselling diamonds, and we built this for our clients. So the fact is that you can invest in a diamond. You can put it away for the next 5 to 10 years, and when the time comes to sell it, we will sell the diamond for you. In fact, that's how we make our money, is when you sell your diamond through us, we get 10% of the profit only. So if you don't do well on your diamond, we don't do well. But the fact is that these diamonds go up by 25% a year. They go up by, they double every 4 years, so meaning that a diamond that you can buy today for, let's say, $20,000, in 5 years from now easily could be a $100,000 diamond with the upcoming inflation. However, on a very conservative basis, over 10 years, a $20,000 diamond today will turn out to be a $100,000 diamond. So most of our clients that buy yellow flawless diamonds buy them for retirement and safety. You obviously cannot rely on the stock markets anymore. They're extremely dangerous, and most people that invest in stocks lose most, if not all, of their money. But that does not happen in the rare colored diamond market. So again, we carry all diamonds. We carry red diamonds, which are the rarest of all. They start at about $2 million to $2.5 million a carat. We carry blue diamonds that are amongst the rarest in the world. Green diamond. We have some of the most beautiful green diamonds you've ever seen, and green diamonds are ridiculously rare and one of the best investments you could ever make. We're writing a book on green diamonds, and we are going to feature our green diamonds as they come out by the fall. We have several on the website now, but again, these diamonds are amongst the best investment diamonds you could ever buy. It's not unusual for a diamond like that to double every 2 or 3 years. Some of the best investments are in pink diamonds. The Argyle mine in Australia produces 95% of the world's pink diamonds, which is a very tiny number. There's very few pink diamonds in the world today. However, the mine that produces them is going to close down before 2018. We anticipate when that mine closes down, these beautiful pink diamonds will increase 10 times what today's prices are. We've seen similar situations when other mines have closed. But these Argyle pink diamonds are the most sought-after investment diamonds. They can skyrocket in price, and a diamond that you could buy today for $20,000 or $30,000 could be a $200,000 to $300,000 diamond when this mine closes down before 2018, which is only 6 years from now. Again, as you can see, investing in diamonds is very safe, but it's a longer-term investment. If you're going to buy a diamond today and plan on selling it next year, you're wasting your time. You'll never do well in the market. It's a longer-term investment. With the state of the world economy, as dangerous as the stock markets are and the commodity markets can be and all this, and as volatile as everything is, it's beautiful to be able to own an asset that is safe, that can make you an awful lot of money, but most importantly will preserve your capital. And there's very few investments today that can preserve your capital because almost everything has a risk to it, and the fact is that rare colored diamonds don't. Now, where we do specialize in rare colored diamonds, and we carry all colors as I've mentioned, where the yellows and the pinks are still affordable and probably the best investment diamonds to buy at this particular point, along with the green diamonds. However, we do carry one other type of diamond that is not a colored diamond. In fact, it's a colorless diamond. It's a D-flawless white, the most sought-after white diamonds in the world. These diamonds trade like a currency. In fact, it's not unusual to see a D-flawless white double in 2 or 3 years. And again, of the quality of the diamonds that we're carrying, I've got basically 80-some-odd D-flawless whites that I've had put away for years as collections, and again now bringing some of them out to my clients, because again these are just such valuable investments. They're very safe, they do extremely well, and again all I want is for my clients to be able to preserve their capital during difficult times, and then when the time is right, we make a ton of money on our diamonds. Now I've got some D-flawless whites. For those of you that cannot get started in the market for, $15,000 to $20,000, I do have some beautiful D-flawless white diamonds that are under $10,000. And these are the type of investment diamonds that you'll do tremendously well with. They're under a carat, but they're still extremely valuable, and they're flawless, and they're the best color that you can get. I've got a D-flawless white put away that's one of the rarest diamonds in the world. It's a 22-carat round D-flawless white, excellent in every single category. A diamond like that is worth about $8 million. So we have diamonds going all the way up into the $20, $30 million range or higher, and we have diamonds starting at under $10,000. For those of you that want to get involved in the rare color diamond market or in the diamond business and want to get started, for a smaller amount of money, we do have these D-flawless whites that are under a carat that will take your breath away, are amongst the best investment diamonds in the world today, and we're the only company that really has them. So again, what I've done recently is gone back into my own collections and chosen some diamonds for our clients, because we get a tremendous amount of emails and phone calls from people that want to invest, but they're at different stages in their life. And basically, just because you may not have 20, 30, 50, 100, or 200,000 or millions to invest in a diamond does not mean that you still cannot do well in the market. This is why we've brought forward some fancy light yellow, internally flawless diamonds you can buy for under $15,000, and now we've got these deep flawless whites that are under $10,000. So again, we've got some beautiful diamonds, and all we want is for our listeners and our clients to get through these difficult times and preserve their capital and then make a lot of money. Again, we own 8 Seagull Fine Auctions, the only real-time live auction site ever built, and I sell every product on the auction myself. So again, we built this for you, our listeners and our clients, to be able to resell your diamonds down the road when the time is right to do so. And we've had tremendous success. We've sold Oprah Winfrey's pink diamond necklace. We sold a diamond on the last auction for over $125,000. So again, we're building up this business. Very few of our clients are selling at this point, but we do have diamonds in inventory. This is again in October, when after the summer holidays. And again, you definitely want to pay attention to that, because there's some great deals and it's really a lot of fun to get involved. But at this particular point, with the world falling apart financially, you need to own some gold, some silver, and put away some diamonds for your safety. All your grandparents out there and parents, I've been putting away diamonds for my children and grandchildren for many, many years now. My older son bought his first house based on a diamond that I gave him, and now my young grandchildren all have diamonds put away for their portfolio for their future. So again, we want to help you get to where you want to go. We want to help you with your financial situation, and we want to show you how diamonds can work for you. Now, we do have seminars set up, online seminars for our clients that want to learn more about the rare color diamond market. It takes about an hour, and we'd be more than happy to do it for you over the internet. It's extremely exciting. You're going to see some of the most beautiful diamonds you've ever seen, and you're going to learn everything about the diamond market. You're going to learn how to read a GIA report. You're going to be able to see how a diamond has been cut. You're going to see how a ring is set and how everything is put into this ring, and you're going to see auction results, and you're going to see diamonds that absolutely defy description. So if you're serious about learning about diamonds and investing in them and how they can, preserve your capital and make you a ton of money down the road, sign up for one of our free seminars. There's no obligation. The only thing is that you have to be financially qualified to make it at least a $10,000 investment. So again, go to rarecoloreddiamonds.com, rarecolored with a D, diamonds.com. Look at our loose diamond section. Look at some of the most beautiful diamonds. It's like a museum. There's diamonds in there that you will never see in your lifetime, like a pure purple heart worth over $1 million and a 30-carat intense yellow flawless diamond. So again, go to our website, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Sign up for one of our seminars. They're free. Look at our inventory of diamonds. Look at the yellow flawlesses, and also look at the Argyle pinks. And by the way, next week we'll have about 100 new Argyle pinks coming in. All the diamonds that were just cut and polished through Argyle will be on our website. So again, we're very, very excited about the diamond market. We're bringing some amazing diamonds to our listeners and clients. And again, if you want to get involved in the market, but just want to start by dipping your toe in or getting started on a smaller basis, I have some amazing deep flawless whites for under $10,000, going all the way up to over $8 million. I've got some yellow flawless diamonds starting at $15,000 and going up from there. And by the way, yellow flawless diamonds are setting records at auctions. Nobody ever thought that would happen until we brought yellow flawless diamonds to the market, and now there hasn't been an auction in the last 2 years that we have not seen a yellow flawless go for record prices. So again, we're bringing to you the alternative investments that are going to get you through these difficult times and help you preserve your capital and make an awful lot of money. That's the gold, silver, and rare colored diamond market. Do yourself a favor, sign up for one of our free seminars. There's no obligation. look at our loose inventory of magnificent diamonds. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll see about $60 to $70 million worth of new jewelry coming up on our website. And again, we have the largest supply of yellow flawless diamonds in the world. Nobody invests heavier in that market than I do, and you can see all those on my website, rarecoloreddiamonds.com.
And unlike a stock certificate, bond, or T-bill, this is an investment you can hold in your hand. Colored diamonds obviously can be mounted, displayed, and appreciated on the fingers, wrists, ears, or neck of a loved one. And you can obviously have them unmounted as well for resale on short notice if you want it. And you may actually even be better to leave them mounted because they will get a better price at auction. But there are 5 compelling reasons to invest in diamonds. Privacy, the portability, the real estate planning aspect, price stability, and great long-term growth. They have a long-term average of about 10 to 15% a year in growth. Speak with Harold. Educate yourself about this diamond market. 7 years ago, it was brought to us by Harold Siegel. We were looking for information on it at that time. There were hardly any stories that came out. Now, not an auction goes by without a rare colored diamond breaking a record. There are so many stories from Bloomberg and Reuters, CNN, major news sources about rare colored diamonds. If you have not taken a look at this opportunity, speak with Harold Siegel. He's the expert in this field. RareColoredDiamonds.com is the website, #1 diamond website on the internet. The telephone number to connect with him personally and privately is 1-800-432-1022, 1-800-432-1022. And as Harold was saying, he has the end game. He has hsfineauctions.com. Go there and take a look at some of the items that were auctioned off over the past 6 auctions. You'll get an idea of some of the items that were auctioned off, and it has been, Harold, a massive success. hsfineauctions.com. When you started it, it was primarily for everyone in Canada, and then it started to catch on around the world. And we've had these auctions recently where we're getting people from all over the world taking part.
You bet. It's so exciting to see this business grow. And we have clients now from all over the world that participate in our auctions. So again, we built it for you. We built it for our Canadian clients primarily because I've been doing business in Canada. I'm a Canadian living in the U.S., but I've been doing business in Canada for over 30 years. I've been in the investment business for over 35 years. And again, our radio show has played in Canada for over a decade now. We take our business very, very seriously. This is, I think, our 505th show in a row that we've never, ever missed a show. We take very good care of our clients. Our clients are most important to us. And again, as difficult as things are, we are not the Warren Buffetts of the world. You know, we're out for the everyday hardworking man and woman that just wants to make the right decision. And again, just because we've had some success in our life and put away a little bit of money doesn't mean that we don't have to be smart about it. So again, the fact is that we're in a golden position if we do the right thing. No speculation, holding hard assets. There is no doubt in my mind that we're heading towards massive inflation, and the best investments for massive inflation are gold, silver, and diamonds. They proved it in history over, the past decades. In 1979 and 80, we had almost an identical situation to now, and we saw gold go to record prices, silver go to record prices, and diamonds go up 500% in just 2 years. So again, it's extremely important that you do the right thing for your family. If you believe in insurance on your home, your life, your health, your car, and all that, get insurance on your financial situation and own physical gold, silver, and diamonds. We'll get through these difficult times, and we'll ultimately end up making a lot of money together.
As Harold said, we've been doing the show for over 10 years, never missed a show. There have been some copycats sprout up, and we consistently talk about gold, silver, and diamonds. And we don't suddenly 1 week because the market is down decide not to talk about something. We consistently talk about gold, silver, and diamonds every week. We're here for you every week. And you can speak with Harold at any time. As he's mentioned many times, he's had that offer. If you'd like to speak with him, be more than happy to talk to you. RareColoredDiamonds.com is the website. Telephone number to connect with Harold, 1-800-432-1022. To invest in precious metals, Only one company Harold recommends you use, 1-866-623-2002. Their number, Worldwide Precious Metals, is the company. Their website, wwpmc.com. Some very strong news this week on gold and silver. We really believe, based on all the information we're getting, we could have a massive move upward in precious metals. And do we know the exact date and time? No, we don't. But we called gold and silver back over 10 years ago when gold was at $250 and silver was at around $4. And look where we are today. We see that similar setup. In fact, Gene Ahrensberg wrote an interesting article. You can read it in our newsletter. A massive short covering rally is likely in silver. Analyzing future trading data and finding that the big commercial traders, the least short in silver in a decade, he believes that we're going to have a massive short covering rally. Also, silver futures, this is a story from Bloomberg, may rise 25% on a double bottom. This is technical analysis. They believe that even though silver has been down, they see a rebound of about 25%. The company is Steel Vine Investments. You can read that article. Also, silver likely to double to $50 in 2 years. That according to the Bombay Bullion Association President Kothari. And he is very, very bullish on silver. And he says, if I have money, I'll buy silver instead of gold. It is cheaper. Also, Jim Rogers coming out this week and saying, if I had to buy just one precious metal, it would be silver. Also, from Market Watch, Myra P. Safong has written a very good article. Where does silver go from here? And I think you will find it very, very fascinating. But Jim Sinclair said it in the past, Harold, that it's going to be quantitative easing to infinity. That's the only way out for these governments. I think one of the reasons, and we have about 3 minutes left in the show, as I was saying to you before the show, I think the only reason Bernanke has not stepped in, I really believe he would love to step in and do something. They don't want this economy to roll over. The whole reason is because of the election in the United States. If they step in right now, and they may be forced to, I'm not saying it couldn't happen sooner, but if they step in prior to the election in November in the United States, they could be accused of tipping it in the favor of Barack Obama. Because if I'm Mitt Romney and things are going bad, and I think I have a better plan than Obama, then I'm going to be not too happy if somebody comes along and rescues Obama. So that's my thesis on that. But I still think if things get bad enough, we could see QE3 before the election if it all really starts to go south very, very fast.
I believe you're right. Again, it's a very delicate situation with the elections. I think you're right about the fact that it could be construed in a unfair manner type of thing, but there's no doubt that they're going to have to add money to the system because the economy isn't growing. The economy is not growing in the United States and it's not growing in Europe. So the fact is that with 1% growth, there's just no way in the world the U.S. is going to get through this trouble. So I believe that after the elections, we will see it. But again, in a very bad situation, they may be forced to do it before. So I've never seen this situation as bad as this, Randy. Being in Colorado at this point here, they've got the Aspen Ideas Festival going on. Some of the top speakers in the world are here, and they're saying that they've never seen such negativity about the U.S. future. The only answer is higher taxes, lower entitlements, with zero political leadership, $16 trillion in debt, 16% real unemployment, aging population not working, and not enough workers to support Social Security and our health system. No dialogue between executive branches, 3.5 years without a contract at the White House. Low interest rates are sustaining our growth. China, Saudi, India are still feel our dollar is safe, but that's not going to be for long, and then the dollar is going to plummet. So, again, there's a lot of fear out there, and again, we just don't want to be caught up into it. We want to be conservative and smart about this, and don't gamble, don't speculate, do the right thing.
Thank you very much, Harold Siegel.
It's my pleasure. I wish everybody a wonderful weekend and a very profitable day.
Now's the time to invest in precious metals. 1-866-623-2002. The website, wwpmc.com. On the diamond side of things, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Connect with Harold at 1-800-432-1022. That's it. Another edition of the World Financial Report on radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall. We will talk to you next week.